So I remember during my adolescence, I was obsessed with wrestling. That was something I used to love to watch. I did stop watching it early. Out of all my friends, I was probably the first one to fall off. Due to BET and my love for music just started so early at a young age that I really didn't care for much more other than sports and music. A lot of my same interests today were the same interests I had at like 12 years old, going to concerts, music, hip hop, clothing, art, stuff like that was really what I got more into. But from the age of 12 down, I would say I was huge into wrestling, huge, as like every young boy was. I went to Raw Live, I went to SmackDown Live. Shout out to my mom. Never took me to concerts. I always wanted to go to Glow in the Dark Kanye. I wanted to go to Get Rich or Die Trying when he was on tour with I think it was 50, M, and a couple others. Never got to go to no rap concerts at all. That's why I go so crazy today and go to every single show possible. Because at the youth, no one took me. I don't have no older siblings. I lived with none of that. So no one took me. But something my mom did take me to was to wrestling. See today. I know Diddy's somewhere wiping his forehead today like, whoa, whoo. Let's hope that people pick that up. Whoo. Because you see, it don't matter what color you was. It didn't matter what background you was from. You could have been Spanish and not know a lick of English. I had cousins in DR that never been to America. But they loved the WWE more than anyone. They knew wrestlers' first name, last name, when they joined the league, who their parents was, who their great-grandfather was. They were telling me the Rock's lineage of all wrestlers in his family. And I was sitting there shocked, like, damn, nigga can count to 45, but this nigga know the entire Rock's DNA lineage. Crazy. That's how impactful this sport was to the world. Not even was, it still is. It's still a huge, huge, huge thing. I just personally stopped watching it. It still is huge. I stopped personally watching it back when I was like 12, so I don't know anything about the sport today. But one person I still do know is Vince McMahon. We all know Vince McMahon. He was a wrestler, owner. He was who Suge Knight was throwing shots at regarding Diddy, but for the wrestling world. He was P. Diddy of the wrestling world, and I think it's just too much similarities now. But there's an alleged story coming out. I'm not sure how truthful it is, but as big as everybody's blowing this up, I believe there is a lot of evidence. There's a girl that worked over there at the WWE in Connecticut that I used to always drive by in the highway. Those that ever went from New York to Rhode Island or anywhere past Connecticut, you always used to see that right on the side, that flag waving. I'm like, damn, I would love to work there one day. Lord, I guess we do see that corporate might have been a little funner than all the others. Text messages released between Vince McMahon and an alleged woman that is saying that he was trafficking her throughout the job through different employees, using her to gain benefits from other people. I read stuff about a physical therapist. This is more going into details of the text messages. I'm not sure how much it shares. I haven't watched this exact video yet. Let's see what it shares, and then if anything's missing, I'll try to dig it up. But this is a deep, deep story. Pause, no pun intended, literally. So I'm sure we're gonna have to do a couple videos on this, but let's see what this one covers and then let's react to it. But damn, are all our greats just nasty men? Are all our greats just some nasty men? I feel like when you got that much money and no one can tell you no, their mind just comes up with the craziest, darnest things. Like the stuff they do, I don't even think about. Like the stuff they do, I'm like, yo, how did your mind even come up with some shit like that? Like I can't even think of something like that.
Now I'm gonna ask this nice and slow so you can comprehend the question and answer it correctly. Are you a sick, perverted, power-hungry freak? No.
Yo, nah, this was crazy. He really called it to exactly existence. Power-hungry, perverted, freaky old man. Nah, bro, you hit it nail on the head. Nail on the head.
I'm a very well-respected businessman the world over. Do what I do for me and me only. But let me tell you this. I am no pervert.
Then comes out the messages, and we see nope, you are a little bit of a pervert. No, there is some pervert to you. I'm not gonna lie, there is some pervert to you, brother. If this alleged stuff that is coming out is true, there is some pervert to you, bro. I saw a meme that said, after this came out, it all makes sense now. Why he looks like a Puerto Rican cigar seller down from Miami, bro. That shit had me crying real tears. For those that haven't seen Vince McMahon lately, I don't know if he's sick. I don't know if he got too much Botox injections. But he looked crazy. He looked like a man filled with abdominal fluid. Like, nah, hold on. Is he supposed to be standing up or is he supposed to be laying down in a casket with makeup on? Like, he don't look like he should be walking around, my nigga. He look like he escaped out of, what is that, Madden Tucson Wax Museum? Like, he shouldn't be walking around the streets right now. But following the threesome on May 11th, 2020, McMahon sent an explicit message to Miss Grant that further details his fantasies of seeing her engage in sexual relations.
McMahon is accused of recruiting individuals.
The text message says, I love it. That you, Janelle, you can't get enough. Can't. In the future, it's going to be so bad that you demand to be effed twice a day. And not just with, I don't know, not just with, I don't know what that says, in a three-way. Why not let others see the beautiful, voluptuous body and watch you shake uncomfortably when you come over to my house? You know, that's not exactly what it says, but hey, we're not trying to get flagged. They'll go all out of their minds. They will find more friends and will tie you up so you're helpless. That sounds scary. And I'll direct them to have their way anyway they want. Who can make you scream? Who can make you scream? I think he meant scream the loudest. Maybe I'll just line them up and have you squirt in your mouth, have them squirt in your mouth your P word and all over your T words and your A word. And all of that at the same time. You'll be covered in C word and we'll make you eat it all and taste everybody's children. That's crazy. Bro, this man is sick. This man is sick. You can tell he's not Dominican because we do not like sharing women, my nigga. Like, I would never in my life never have my joint and be like, yeah, John, you know, be better than me just smacking shit. Everybody's smacking and me just watching them all Aladdin in your mouth and then me coming at the end like, nah, you crazy, my nigga? You sick bastard. This nigga is sick. The next morning, you'll be a little sore, but you're still gonna want some more. After all that effing over and over, I can't even finish the rest of this.
He also allegedly directed her to have sex with Mr. Laurinaitis, who's, again...
Who's Laurinaitis? That nigga sound like a Greek god. He sound like Thor's op. As one of example, McMahon's extreme depravity of May 2020, that is gross. I can't even say, hey, yo, that's just disgusting. He defecated on Miss Grant during a threesome and then commanded her to continue pleasuring his friend. His friend is nasty, with feces in her hair and running down her back while McMahon went to the bathroom to wipe his ass, I'm assuming. You're the nastier friend, though, because if I'm banging out a joint and my nigga comes and just, like, gets so freaky, he takes his ass out and shits on shorty, it's done. This shit is over, my nigga. The friendship, the shorty, the hotel room, conversations of today, this shit is all over. This is all over. I need shock therapy after something like this. I got a weak stomach. I can't even bear to smell something like that. So bear to even keep continuing to keep clamping. You a nasty nigga. You a nasty nigga. Because even if you was getting necked, she had shit in her head. Even if you was hitting it from the... shit was running down her back like a waterfall. Lord, come on, son. I'm about to throw up. That's crazy. Come on, son. What house was you raised in? You nasty. After the threesome began, McMahon became more sick and his fantasies focused on control, such as choking, sensory deprivation, pain, humiliation, and group scenarios in which Miss Grant was to be physically overwhelmed. Your last picture you read, your panties ripped off and 3 big black D's all in your 3 holes at the same time. You know what's crazy? One time my man's got in an argument in the club with a shorty and he was so drunk, he was like, I would love to see 3 niggas in all 3 of your holes. I was sitting there like, I've never heard that before in an argument. Nigga, I have never heard that before in an argument. I wonder where that nigga is today. I wonder where my old friend is today. Still a friend of mine. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy. If we was cool at one time in life, we're going to be cool forever unless you do something crazy. Sometimes it backfires on me for always treating people the same. But I just wonder where he's at in arguments in life today because that shit was crazy. I was in the club like, what? I was drunk and I got sober. You ever heard a nigga yell some shit that just like, what the hell? In the club, like, yo, over the music, I feel like the music slowed down when that nigga's, and all 3 of them inside of you at the same time. I was like, nigga, you threatening her with a good time? Like, what the hell? Is that supposed to be humiliating or is that supposed to be enjoyable? Like, I don't even know what you meant with that. What was supposed to be the delivery out of that statement? It looks like he went to the school of McMahon. Weigh up your P word and weigh up your A. As far as they will go, but even further. That's crazy. As far as they would go, but even a little further. Thickest going down your neck. So it makes you gag and convulse as those big black D's pound away. It feels like from the start, you're being assaulted, but it made you come over my house non-stop. One consistent explosion of excitement from those big black D's. There are loads of children inside of you as you lay on your stomach. The children is coming out of all your holes. They're coming out of all the caves. We got kids coming out of all of your caves. You turn over and they continue to break trees all over your back. My nigga, what are these mans made out of? Like, they still got some left after children are coming out of cave. They still got some for your back. Like, this is crazy. Them niggas is bionic men. This was allegedly despite her begging them to stop. So that's Leonidas? That was not the nigga I was expecting to see. That's what's hilarious. That was not the man I was expecting to see. But he looked so innocent too. Like, oh my God, the girl next door is so innocent. She was there getting clamped over the head and shitted on. All alleged. But Lord, y'all gotta put out a different picture of me. You never seen The Mask when niggas do documentaries about like drugs and shit? When they got a black mask and they look...
Yeah, he came over my house, and when he came over, he shitted on my back.
I need one of them shits. I need one of the Darth Vader masks, my nigga. You're not gonna put my face out there and let me know that I'm the nigga that got shitted on. Cassie got 30 mil, and I didn't hear she had to get shitted on. Come on, son, this is crazy. I just passed my phone around to a bunch of guys on the tech crew. They were screaming, "Oh my God, she's freaking beautiful. Look at that butt. I would like to get that." Niggas sound like they have never get asked before. I paused to count out loud how many guys were there. 12. I said, then okay, there's 12 of you, and she would love to F each and every one of you at the one time. The guys cheered. Woo! Best job ever. I'm here getting pizza parties and $50 gift cards to fucking bubblegum shrimp. These niggas is really getting some crab legs, if you understand what I'm telling you. Like, nah, bro, hold on. The benefits of my company, like, I don't want no pepperoni pizza, my nigga. I don't want no pepperoni pizza. This is what WWE employees again. I'm out here getting $50 gift cards to bubblegum shrimp and some pepperoni pizza parties. Nah, hold on, son, ain't adding up. The guys cheered, but she will only do it if she takes 3 at the time. That brought a huge reaction. Woo, he's the best CEO ever. She wants one deep in her A, one down her neck, and one in her P word. And you can pound her and keep pounding her until you pop. She will scream and try to say no. That's hey, if a woman tries to say no, she didn't try, she said it. Get up out of there, my nigga. Get up out of there. This is not a WWE match, my nigga. I think he took the TLC, the handicap matches to real life. Buried alive on the children. Like, Lord, this is disturbing. Although it would be difficult to say anything with a D down her throat. They laughed. Then said, listen, this is some shit you would say in your group chat and never tell the shorty. The fact that this nigga was there taking notes, like, yes, you niggas want to clamp my jaw? Yes. My nigga, is this what you did with the tech crew instead of paying raises? Like, nah, this is crazy. I then said, listen, no matter what, just pound away. Baby, these guys were having a blast with me. Some of them didn't believe me, so I said you were the greatest F in the world. And no matter how much you get, you always wanted more. And then I said she loves coming over my house. Baby, these techs, as we call them, were having the time of their lives listening to the truthful story. I said you would take a 10-minute break between each effing, but then you would get back on your hands and knees and want some more. Okay, I'm ready. Who's next? Laugh out loud. I drove them wild, baby. Or I should say you drove them wild. Just imagine if this really happened, baby. How much you would come over to my house. Kids would come in and out of all your caves. This is disturbing. I just can't even imagine me having a room turned where, like, you guys know what my girl loves to do. Like, it just don't make sense to me. And yes, did he really have her as his girl? He probably did. He had a wife the whole time. This was just his side joint. Still disturbing none the least. Around this time, McMahon openly shared explicit photos and solicit stories about Ms. Grant with WWE crew at the TV taping. A group McMahon also referred to as her fan messaged her a truthful story of her just shared explicit content of her with a group of 12 men on the WWE tech crew and recounted the obscene details he shared with them. Like, bro, you are the worst. You are the worst. In addition of her panic attacks, Ms. Grant began experiencing increasingly severe physical and mental emotional symptoms, including sleep depression, dizziness, exhaustion, rashes, weight loss, and her hair and migraine. Around like that, my nigga. Those compliments will keep on coming, baby. Just wait and see. I totally understand and agree. Being scared of communication and photos, Johnny gets drunk and sloppy and could easily make a mistake that could cost him his job and yours too. Verbal communication is the way to go. That said, have you and Johnny talked about breakfast tomorrow? We haven't discussed at all. It is up in the air. Johnny complained about getting a new phone and it just arrived. I haven't set up time to coordinate setting it up with IT because I need him to assure me that he erased everything he's ever saved. Truly, I regret that he ever got pics. It's not worth the stressing I'm feeling. I'm done with it. Damn, this nigga was out there having dudes taking pictures and evidences too, and then says, yeah, you could lose your job and him too. Like, what you mean, my nigga? You the man. You the owner. Actually, he ended up selling it, I believe, the company to TKO, but was this before he sold the company? Like, I wish the CEO would tell me, like, yeah, some shit like that would have you lose your job. But you think you could roll up for me so when I get out of work, I can light up? Like, bitch, if I don't slap the hell out of you, I want you to drive you lower and lower so that you might beg me to sell him. Like, this shit is crazy. And that's his wife. This is why you into all that weird shit, brother. This is why you was into all that weird shit. You the nice husband at home and the freakiest nigga in your text messages. This is the type of shit that shorties think they're gonna find when they go through their man's phone. You go through my phone, you're gonna see me arguing with my mans on album of the year. Who should should win. Travis Scott versus all the other albums. And me going crazy screaming F New England Patriots and arguing about sports. This is the messages you want to see. This is the messages you do and don't. Because you're going to look at the nigga laying next to you like, this nigga is a monster. In the days ahead, McMahon puts Grant under immense pressure to sign, saying that refusing would not only jeopardize McMahon, his family, and the company, but that she'd surely become a public headline after reputation ruin, including from the pornographic content McMahon had captured, and faces McMahon's legal resources. I believe I read somewhere that his wife ended up going through his phone, or I don't know how she found out exactly, but she found out about all the weird shit he was into and threatened on leaving him and keeping a condo or something out there. And that sounds like that was the biggest stress of his life, him losing the condo. Not what he did, not feeling bad of what he put this girl through, not feeling bad what he put his wife and his family through if this comes out to the media as it did now and how crazy he looks and his reputation that he built. Nah, he just didn't want to lose his condo. McMahon reassured her that her signature would ensure he continued support and protection and safeguard her reputation. Ultimately, Ms. Grant succumbed to the pressure and signed the NDA in exchange for payments, which McMahon later stopped making. That's the worst shit in the world. But don't you break the NDA at that point if you agree on an NDA to pay something and then you stop paying it? Isn't at that point you're breaking the NDA? This is all very confusing and it is very sad. I do feel bad for not only McMahon, I do feel bad not only for the girl involved, because you guys might say, why did she do it? She could have just said no the whole time. I get it. But sometimes being pressured, being young, and being in opportunities like that with your bosses. I've seen dudes do ayo shit. Not to that extent. I want to say, like, you know, ass kissing and shit, laughing at jokes that ain't funny when homie's in the room just because he's the boss. So imagine if they bring you up to some devil satanic parties like this and they be like, yo, we gonna make you the VP of the company. I know there's niggas that would definitely lose their morals for some shit like that. So in a situation like this, could we really blame her? I'm not really the biggest fan of victim blame. Let me say that right now. I'm not the biggest fan of victim blame. So if this is true, could she be the one to blame? I'm gonna let you guys decide. I don't think so. I also feel bad for his wife because being with somebody for so long and then seeing what they're capable and what they're sending out there and how they're thinking is just terrifying. Like, what the hell, bro? I was not expecting to read anything like this at all. But you guys let me know how you feel about this. Are you still a fan of McMahon? Are you still supporting the company? Even though the company is not owned by McMahon anymore. That's something we do have to say as well. I believe, if I'm saying it correctly, his company sold to another company called TKO. He was just part of the board and he resigned after all this came out, as they usually always do. Lord, do you guys personally think that all these celebrities have a dark trauma or a dark past? And I wouldn't even say all, because not all of them are as big as McMahon, Diddy. It's really like those big Weinstein guys, like those big CEOs that really have the ultimate power. They have the ultimate power over just a regular population like us that celebrities have, but then they also have an extra level of power because they have power over the celebrities that we look up to. They're usually signed to these big moguls, and every time we hear into their lives, it just gets darker and darker. Russell Simmons is somewhere doing yoga in the middle of like Thailand or somewhere. I forgot exactly where he's at, but he's somewhere out there doing yoga in the forest. That man will never come back to look at New York City again. That man will never step foot on South Beach again because of accusations of being a weirdo too. So it just breaks my heart. We look at these people as inspiration, as in being able to make it a diamond out the rough, places that we're not even supposed to make it, not even half of where they made it, not even to celebrity level. So never mind the mogul that owns the entire company. So we look at people like that like, wow, tip my hat to you. I tip my hat to you. But then when we see stuff like this, like, is it worth it? Is it really worth it to sell your morals, what you believe in, and then just what might happen to you in the afterlife? I know not everyone believes in the afterlife, but something like this, brother, if there is an afterlife, you gambling because you lost. You go into the hottest inferno. If there is a place, you lost. You go into the hottest sauna room that they got to offer, my nigga. Like, this is a freaky thing. You was a freaky man. This nigga's living like Dubai in America. These are stories I hear about IG models going out to Dubai, but this nigga is doing it while owning a company in America. I know he was sweating when Cassie got hit with that 30 mil. I know he was sweating when Cassie got hit with that 30 mil. Because everybody now that's been touched to anything possible, they're like, whoa, how much she got paid? Yeah, y'all about to hear a lot of stories soon. 2024, I feel like this is not the end of it. We will hear more continue coming out of this. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, guys. What do you think about all this? Do you think he's a sick, nasty old man? Or do you think he's a sick, nasty old man? That nigga is definitely sick and perverted, allegedly, because we don't know 100%. All I'm doing is going off of stuff on the internet and what the documents have said. From what we've read and what we've saw, disturbed, very disturbed. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below. Are y'all still down with the WWE? Y'all let me know. The fights might have been fake, but the freaks were not.